Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm here today. As I stated, there's been some newly released footage in the Veo Kelly um, case, and in this case, it was the twin sisters. He had an altercation with the twin sisters, and one of the twin sisters ended up dead. One ended up with her arm getting stabbed in her arm. We're gonna take a look at all that today and discuss that. I am gonna post in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I have a video clip of the video footage. I'll pin this message. That's the clip of the video footage that was released. Also, if you take a look at that, I want you to vote. Was it self-defense or murder? And I have a poll in there. I want y'all to answer that as well. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think this young man set out to hurt these young women? Um, Give y'all opinion. I'm gonna give y'all my opinion here in a second. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Um, let's see. Actually, I may play the video. Let me see if I can share my screen. And let's play this here. Again, I can go here with this good.
This is the daily news from last year. Veo Kelly was accused of stabbing twin sisters in Brooklyn. The story at the time? Kelly stabbed Samaya because she rejected him after he asked for her number. Samaya tragically died from a chest wound, and her twin sister Sanaya survived a stab wound to the arm. Just listen to this news clip from the original story and wait till the end, and you'll see the newly released footage that was put out by Kelly's attorneys.
Samaya Spain, just 19 years old, stabbed in her neck and chest at this deli in Park Slope, Brooklyn, after a chance encounter with 20-year-old Veo Kelly. Her twin sister was slashed on her arm. Police say Kelly, who had too much to drink, flew into a rage when Samaya would not give him her phone number. She and her sister did not know Kelly, had never seen him before. But to pacify him, she gave him her Instagram handle.
Okay, she don't want to give you her number, or she gave you her Instagram. That still don't give a reason to kill her.
And this right here is the video footage of the fight. And they were trying to say he left the scene and came back and stabbed somebody, but let's take a look at this here. Trying to make it as big as possible. You can make out. As you can see in this video, y'all can see they were stomping, and there was him on the ground getting stomped and kicked by the group of females. And from what I understand, it was about 5 or 6 females that jumped him. They stomped all on his head. There's him running back. Mind y'all, they kept saying this man left and came back, but as y'all can see, those girls left. He was still in the same spot where he had just got up off the ground. They came back. Now he's bagging up, as we can see in this video. And he's still, at that point, there's a couple of the females was still there. We don't know that.
Despite this video, the grand jury still indicted Kelly on murder charges, and just this Tuesday, a Brooklyn judge decided to keep Kelly locked in without bail. Do you think that this was self-defense and Kelly should be let out on bail and found not guilty, or do you think he could have escaped and he's still at fault and he's a cold-blooded murderer?
Okay, let me stop sharing for a second. Okay, so let me get into this. What I see. What in the that's what I'm saying in my ear. All right. So just to begin, this where I'm at with it. Do I think it was a pre-planned murder where he should be charged with first degree murder? No, I don't think that at all. That man didn't go in there store that night and say, "I'm gonna kill somebody. I plan on killing somebody tonight." That wasn't it at all. So let's not take it there and try to say, "Oh, he meant to harm and he no," because none of that. We can't put nothing. Only thing we can say from what we know so far. Let me back up. Okay, so this is what we know. Somehow or another, these two groups of people came together. The twins, Samaya and Sanaya, and that group of friends, female friends they were with that night, ended up at the bodega. Mr. Veo Kelly ended up at the bodega that night. Okay. From the story that was told last year when it first came out, he approached their group, started talking to them, and wanted a phone number from, we don't know which twin, but one of the twin, or I don't know, but he was talking to the twins, asking for a phone number. And from what I understand, they didn't want to give a phone number, so they gave him a social media, like an Instagram or Snap, something it was that they gave him. And from there, I guess there was an altercation. I guess when they did that, he didn't like that. I don't know. I wasn't there. We weren't there. We just speaking on what we see. But an altercation sparked up after they exchanged the information. An altercation sparked up. Next thing you know, this man that got beat up on the ground. We don't know what was said or done inside of that little bodega. We don't know because there's no footage released from inside of there. But what we do know is what we see in this video is that this man was beat up, jumped. That man could have died on the ground that night. They stuck that man all upside his head. And also from the interview that his sister did, he had just recently got out of a wheelchair. We don't know what kind of injuries he had or what he was dealing with that he was in a wheelchair just 2 weeks prior to this incident. But we know he was in a wheelchair 2 weeks prior to this incident, and his sister said he still was getting his strength back. He wasn't even back at full strength because she made the statement he couldn't just jump up off the ground. He still kind of weak. So therefore, again, we don't know what he was in the wheelchair for. We don't. We can't make any assumptions because they didn't release any information to say, hey, this is what he was in a wheelchair for. They just said he was recently in a wheelchair. What I can say is he they jumped that man on the ground that night. He got up. From that video, we can see they ran off. He got helped up off the ground. After he got helped up, they came back into view, back into the frame of their video. People been saying, hey, he left the scene and came back. That man didn't leave. That man was right there. That man got up off the ground and they ran back. So we don't know. Now, I don't know if when he was swinging his arm at the end, that's when he was stabbing. I don't know because it's a video. And again, we only go from this one video. Or if the stabbing happened after this video recorded, I don't know. But from this video alone, he was jumped that night. And anything happened preceding him getting jumped and beat up on the ground is self-defense at that point. Especially when they kept coming back. So anybody keep on saying this man should be charged for first degree murder or he didn't have to stab her, because I've been seeing a lot of comments on a lot of different videos on different social media sites. And to me, for everybody to be saying, oh no, he needs first degree murder, he didn't have to stab nobody. Okay, we wasn't there. We wasn't in that man's mind. We don't know what he was thinking, what he had been through, besides seeing that he got jumped and stomped by 5, 6 women. That alone, he can get up and defend himself. That's what I said. I don't know if when he was thrusting his arm forward at the end when they was running up on him, that's when the twins got stabbed. I don't know. It looked like that's when they got stabbed, but I could be wrong. Let's see. And this video was just released a few days ago. From what I know, as far as him getting beat up. And then his defense attorney went to court and asked the judge to grant him a bond. It was denied. They're saying, no, he can't get out of jail. But my thing is, if y'all got this evidence that there was possibly some self-defense on his side, why is he being held in jail on no bond like he is a danger to the whole community or something? They're not saying why they're holding him. They're just saying he was denied a bond. when they went to the hearing, when they filed the motion to get him a bond granted. Why are y'all holding this man like this? We see clear evidence that there was something that happened that led up to the stabbing. Like I'm still trying to understand. Like I mean, even if they set a bond and say your bond is $1 million, he at least supposed to be able to get a bond. I've never seen it where somebody. Well, I have when it's when well, let me take it back. I've seen it where the crime is serious enough and the person is a continuing threat to the surrounding areas that they get out of jail or they're a flight threat. Then there's no bond. But nothing that they've shown shows that this man is a flight threat, that he's going to leave the country, or that he's going out here going to go stab somebody else or anything like that. They hadn't shown anything like that to say that there was that man. They just got him charged for murder, got him thrown in jail instead. No, and he's been in jail already a year, over a year now, because this happened back in March of last year. Here we are almost August of this year. This man has been in jail over a year. Why can't he get a bond? Why? I just wanted to come and share that video footage today that they showed because to me, my view of it, it was self-defense. You can't attack somebody and then say, oh, you can't hit me back, or you can't. No, if you're attacking, especially when it's a group of people attacking one person, this person has a right to end the threat that he with reasonable force. And in his eyes, that knife was his reasonable force because they kept coming back, kept running up on him. So what can I do to get these people to stop? I got to pull the weapon to get them to stop because they was not going. They kept from that video, from them 3 minutes of video that they did with these. Them people, they beat him down on the ground. When he finally was able to get up, they still ran back and still was attacking this man. 2 or 3 people still was running back, swinging and hitting this man. So at this point, he's entitled to defend himself against an attack. He finally got up off the ground. They still attacking him. Yes, he can defend himself. And anybody that says any different, they're wrong. And what I'm gonna do now, am I still sharing? I'm gonna pull up the self-defense doctrines, self-defense law in Brooklyn, New York, what is happening. And I'm gonna share my screen once again. What we can see. In Brooklyn, New York, self-defense is governed by New York Penal Law Article 35, specifically Section 35.15, and it states, this law allows individuals to use physical force, including potentially deadly force, when they reasonably believe it's necessary to protect themselves or others from the imminent use of unlawful physical force. To successfully claim self-defense, the individual must demonstrate they face an imminent threat and that the force used was proportional to the perceived threat. And I looked up in New York because it happened in Brooklyn, New York. Now let's look at some key aspects of self-defense laws in Brooklyn, New York. Reasonable belief. The individual must reasonably believe they are in imminent danger of physical harm. He definitely was in danger because they were jumping him and stomping all on his head. And then when he got up, he still was getting hit. So that goes to the second point, imminent threat. The threat must be immediate and unavoidable. And it was there. And then the proportional force, the level of force used in self-defense must be proportional to the threat. Okay, now using the weapon, this way using the weapon comes in. They're saying that because I'm assuming because he was just getting punched and kicked and stomped, him using the knife is where that's the key part his attorney's got to focus on, the proportional force, because the district attorney can say he used more force than was allowed because he wasn't being stabbed or shot or anything like that, so he couldn't pull out a weapon. That's what the district attorney can argue. But his lawyer can say, hey, it was multiple people on him. How was he supposed to fight 5, 6 people at one time and he one person? Defense of others. The right to self-defense extends to protect the others from harm. There was nobody else in harm but him, so this part of it doesn't apply to him. No duty to retreat. New York law generally does not require individuals to retreat before using force in self-defense, although there are exceptions, particularly inside one's home. This was outside on the street. He doesn't have a duty. He doesn't have to leave to avoid the physical contact. If they've already been in physical contact with him and then they're still coming back with, he ain't got to leave. And even if he left and walked off halfway down the street and walked back toward the bodega and the threat was still there, at this point, I can use self-defense to defend myself because I don't have to leave to get away from the force. I can walk off and try to get away, but if they still antagonize me, as you all can see, he was walking off and he still was getting people chased. So that's what they do to the truth. What people keep saying, he left and came back. He was getting followed. What else was he gonna do? The council doctrine is more so for somebody being in their home. And if somebody enters your home unlawfully, keep the door in trying to harm you, you can shoot defend yourself to get them out of your home. Burden of proof. In a criminal case, the prosecution typically bears the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant was not acting in self-defense. So basically, in his case, since he's going with the self-defense and he got key aspects of this on his side, so what's going to have to happen is the prosecution team, district attorney, and all of them, when they get, since they want to take it to trial, they're going to have to, they're the ones that bear the burden of proof to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he was not acting in self-defense and that what he did was just right out murder, because he's charged with, let's look at what he's charged with. Let's see. Let's see. For more than a year, he's been in jail. And this is what they were saying. He tried to get the phone number and got into the argument. And it says, and they're trying to say during the fight, he stabbed somebody in the chest and neck, and Sanaya was stabbed in her arm. And it's exactly what I thought, what I just said when I played that video. It's explained in this news article. I'm gonna put this news article in the chat so that it can be read. I will go back and read it if I'm scrolling too fast. But it says exactly what I was explaining, what I thought happened. Kelly tries to pick up his cell phone and belongings that had been scattered along the bike lane when the twins returned and began punching him in the beat. So I said two or three of them came back, but I didn't know it was the twins. This clearly states it was the twins that ran back. And at that point, he lashes out with a blade, and she got caught on her neck. So basically, in that video, exactly what I said happened. They jumped him, all of the friends, the 5 females jumped, stomped him. He finally got up off the ground, was picking. You could see him bent down like he was picking up, and you could see he was trying to gather himself when he bent down. As he bent back down to pick up something off the ground, he got hit. They got 2 or 3, 4 more blows in on this man while he was trying to get his stuff and walk off. That's when he turned around. Like I said, you can see his hand going forward. And that's when he said, now how somebody see that video and say this is not self-defense, I don't know. Because the video literally is showing when he stabbed them that they was literally still attacking him. People were trying to say he left him when he got that knife. No, he was there. He never left this scene. They left the scene. They was walking off and they ran back to attack this man again. You can literally see in the video, he never left the frame in that video until after the point that he stabbed them. So while people were saying he left the scene and came back with that knife, that man never left that scene. He was at that scene the entire time, from the start of them attacking him until the stabbing. And I literally, before I read this news, this is my first time reading this Yahoo News article. But I literally broke it down. They broke the video down once I played it. I said in that video, when they showed them jumping him, and then when he got up and they ran back, I said when their arm was going forward, that's when he was stabbing to get people off of him. This man gonna be out of jail in a minute. They can't keep holding him in jail. It's clear evidence that it was self-defense. I don't know why they keep calling him and hold him in jail when it's clearly self-defense. I guess they're gonna go all the way to trial before they decide before he ended up, I guess he got to go to trial, show the video, explain point by point in the video his defense attorney gonna have to in order and get him found not guilty. It's the only way he gonna get out of jail. Because at this point, you can clearly see it was self-defense. And you can see that one of the girls had a knife too. And they saying that, okay, now that I'm looking, it says that the grand jury actually saw this video before they, and I'm trying to understand how did they still indicted him being that they saw this video. Were they not explained that, hey, this is when the stabbing happened? Like, and rather he was aggressive that night and not trying to get a phone number. For them to beat this man up outside this store. And then when he did finally get off the ground, they bring him back and punched him again. This man don't have a do. Why they're trying to say it's gonna be hard, because I'm still looking through this argument. Why they're trying to say it's gonna be hard to prove self-defense because he could have got away. We just looked at the law. There is no duty to retreat, so therefore he did not have to leave to escape him. He could defend himself, and that's what he did. And yeah, I knew it was something. They said it was a social media handle, so she gave her Instagram instead. I want to see what the comments say right here. Oh, we have it too. It said this man was lucky to survive his attack on him by 5 usual suspects, all female and noticeable addition to the men, and they can be just as vicious when attacked. Seems like the police are very, very cautious about arresting usual suspects because of their leaders. So basically, he in jail because they don't want to. I ain't even gonna speak on this part today. Okay, I'm trying to see what he's charged. So he's charged with second-degree murder.
Often concerned with age-related memory decline, I recommend Cunol Brain Health with 2 powerful clinically shown to improve memory, focus, attention, and more. Cunol, the brand I trust.
The suspect in the murder of a Brooklyn teenager is denied bail.
However, his attorney says the story has been twisted and his client was acting in self-defense. CBS 2's John Diaz reports.
She was full of joy, according to the family of 19-year-old Samaya Spain. And in her honor, happier moments of the Brooklyn teen adorned their clothing during her alleged murderer's court appearance Thursday.
I miss my baby and I love her.
After voluntarily surrendering, 20-year-old Veo Kelly was walked out of a police precinct March 22nd. Thursday, he pled not guilty to murder in the second degree during a Supreme Court arraignment. Cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom, but his attorney told me in the hallway the story that has come out is wrong.
They made it seem like he's this monster that goes around stabbing and hurting people.
Police allege Kelly fatally stabbed Spain outside of Park Slope Deli last month and also stabbed her twin sister after the two rejected his advances. But Kelly's attorney insists he has proof it was self-defense.
The video surveillance that I've been shown shows at least 5 young females beating him.
Kelly's family was emotional over the judge denying his attorney's request for reasonable bail. Instead, Kelly was remanded and sent back to prison. Spain's attorney declined an on-camera interview, but in court explained why Kelly should still be charged with murder, not manslaughter. Spain's loved ones are devastated and looking for justice.
He needs to go to jail.
Kelly is due back in court on May 30th. If he is convicted, he could face 15 years to life in prison. From Park Slope, Brooklyn, John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
Electronic ankle tag. Rubio said the
Okay, let me see. So let me go back to because I don't know if y'all, let me see. Okay.
See what scholarships you may qualify for. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
new video shared by the family of Veo Kelly, the man charged for attacking twin sisters outside of a Park Slope deli, is being used for claims of self-defense. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Amanda Bossert. News 12's Morgan Scott is on the scene where Samaya Spain was killed and her sister Sanaya was stabbed in her arm just over a year ago, with a closer look at that new video, Morgan.
So I'm replaying this because I didn't realize it didn't show earlier.
Yeah, Amanda, it was right here where police say Samaya Spain was killed and her sister stabbed in her arm after their rejection to advances made by Veo Kelly made him turn violent. But today, Kelly's loved ones say this new video shows that the moments before the stabbing actually occurred will tell a different story. Right away, you can see a group of 5 girls, including the twins, fighting then 20-year-old Veo Kelly on that early morning in March.
They're literally stomping him out, acting as savages. He just got out of a wheelchair 2 weeks prior to that situation, so it was no way he can just jump up.
Another girl pulls out a knife, although never appearing to use it. Kelly's sister Faith says that should have been enough.
Anyone who saw that video can definitely say that it was an act of self-defense. It seems like they were antagonizing the situation.
But the video captures moments before Samaya and Sanaya were stabbed by Kelly. At that point, it appears that both groups were already dispersed, raising questions about what then happened in between that time.
They're not showing the actual part where he came from the rave, went into the store, and how it started.
Ramos, speaking on behalf of the twins' mom, says Kelly was always the initial aggressor. And in the end, she believes he came back around with clear intentions.
They got out the store and he came back by himself. His friends didn't come back with him. So within his intentions was he was going to hurt one of them.
Now, Kelly's sister tells us that since her brother was sent to Rikers, her family has had to move.
Okay, let's do this. Because it's another video. I want to see the video. Because we just watched it, the original video. Let me see if this is the one.
What are we celebrating?
Guess what? I just hired a UGC creator on Fiverr.
The brand's new content reached countless feeds. The team went on to hire even more content creators, giving them more reasons to celebrate. And Reggie? Well, he amazed everyone by dodging that cork and is now referred to as the One. Hire a freelancer today and start your own success story.
I'm sorry, I can't skip this ad.
Free VPNs often come with tons of ads, some of which may even contain malware. Get a 100% free VPN.
It's not. Okay.
Remember this story? This is the Daily News from last
Here we
year.
go.
Veo Kelly was accused of stabbing twin sisters in Brooklyn. The story at the time? Kelly stabbed Samaya because she rejected him after he asked for her number. Samaya tragically died from a chest wound, and her twin sister Sanaya survived a stab wound to the arm. Just listen to this news clip from the original story and wait till the end, and you'll see the newly released footage that was put out by Kelly's attorneys.
Samaya Spain, just 19 years old, stabbed in her neck and chest at this deli in Park Slope, Brooklyn, after a chance encounter with 20-year-old Veo Kelly. Her twin sister was slashed on her arm. Police say Kelly, who had too much to drink, flew into a rage when Samaya would not give him her phone number. She and her sister did not know Kelly, had never seen him before. But to pacify him, she gave him her Instagram handle.
Okay, she don't want to give you her number. She gave you her Instagram. That still don't give a reason to kill her.
Okay, this is the video. Just pay attention in the video. They dragging his. Now he's gonna fall on the ground. He on the ground. Now they stomping. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. He picking up his stuff off the ground right here. And watch, they run back. That's when he stabbed. That's when he stabbed him. This girl here pulled out her knife. And at this point, they were still following. The females were still following.
Despite this video, the grand jury still indicted Kelly on murder charges. And just this Tuesday, a Brooklyn judge decided to keep Kelly locked in without bail. Do you think that this was self-defense and Kelly should be let out on bail and found not guilty? Or do you think he could have escaped and he's still at fault and he's a cold-blooded murderer?
So to speak on that question, to me, again, I'm gonna repeat my opinion that I gave in the beginning. I'm gonna call it self-defense. Look, it just based off that video and everything, and then all the reports, everything that was said that he asked for the phone number. She didn't want to get the phone number. She gave the Instagram. She gave the Instagram. For some reason, an argument happened after that, and then the fight broke out. But in that fight, he got jumped. It wasn't him fighting, swinging on a girl, beating up a girl. From the video we see, he got jumped. I guess I'm assuming he was arguing with the twins or with one of the twins, and the friends decided to jump in, and they all ended up fighting him and jumping him. From what we can see, and now he gets up off the ground. He's picking up his belongings, and he gets jumped again. They start popping him again, 2, 3 of them, and hitting him again. And at that point, that's when he's reached up and stabbed. You can literally see his arm going forward in the stabbing motion. And this is what I said from the beginning. And that's what in the other news article that I went to, it explained it just like that. That he stabbed at that point after he got up off the ground. Okay. Because in the article, let me see the article. And again, this man been in jail over a year because he been in jail since, I want to say, this happened March of last year, and he was arrested not too long after it happened. I think they said like 4 or 5 days. And see right here from this news report, it says the group of 5 girls in the skirmish or in the fight, they kicked him in the face and stomped his head, and then they walked away after they got to stomping the beat this man. The twins is who we see come back and who was punching him again. That's when he stabbed somebody and Sanaya to defend himself. And like his attorney said, any person in this situation can defend themselves. So this happened on March the 17th, and he was arrested. I know it wasn't long after. This was on Friday, March 22nd. So that means he was, let's see. So yeah, like I said, about 5 days later is when he went into custody. And see, they played this like, oh, there's two innocent young girls. He stabbed one, stabbed both of them, and one of them died from the injury. But to me, if you look at that video, you see what it shows. But I came to this. This man was. I'm putting all these different links in the comment. Anybody want to see these articles and stuff? Okay, yeah, I already put. Okay, that one was in there. I'm trying to make sure I had posted all the ones in there. That's the one, the video that got the actual video. But yeah, let me know what y'all think on this. I'll come back at a later date with more on this Veo Kelly case. But I just want to come in today and share a few news articles on that. And now I'm gonna jump into this lady kidnapping. Let me see what they done released so far. So this is a recent. When was this article? This was from, excuse me, Thursday. This news article that I have on the screen, and it's talking about what's in the complaint. I can't even get my word out, but the paperwork that was filed in court, the affidavit. There we go. This is what's in the criminal affidavit regarding 7-year-old Jamal White's abduction. So as we know, this baby was abducted off his bicycle, broad daylight. And I'm gonna play the video in a second. From the affidavit, they're saying that the plan was to rob his mom at gunpoint. However, they ended up kidnapping this baby instead from his dad's house. And this is all according to the complaint or the affidavit that was filed on July the 17th against the guy that was charged in connection to the abduction. And the person that's charged is Corey Williams. You know, I mentioned his name the other day, but I knew Williams was the last name. Now we got the full name. Corey Williams, age 25, was charged on July 17th, which was 2 days ago, Thursday, with being party to the crime of kidnapping with intent to transfer property, taking hostages, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor or a child. The last charge relates to one of Williams' alleged accomplices in the abduction, who is only 14 years old. The charge alleges Williams deliberately encouraged or contributed to the 14-year-old's actions amounting to felony level offenses. So basically, the last charge, as they were saying, is contributing to the delinquency of a minor or delinquency of a child, which is basically, this is a minor and they shouldn't be doing this, and it's a criminal act, and you out here forcing them into it or coercing them into it. So that's what their charge is about, that he's charged with. Because allegedly a 14-year-old boy participated in this whole robbery turned kidnapping. On July 17th, police said they also arrested a 38-year-old man and the 14-year-old boy in relation to the abduction and intend to refer criminal charges to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. And Corey, so he was 25. So it's 3 people in all they got. Corey, a 38-year-old man, and whoever his 14-year-old baby is that they had got out here stealing, kidnapping children. They were set up to be a robbery. So they had a chorus, the 14-year-old to join. They two grown ass. These two grown ass men had why you got a 14-year-old hanging out with you 38 and the other one 25? I don't understand. This 14-year-old ain't got nothing in common with y'all. But this 14-year-old be with y'all even be discussing a robbery or anything like that. But anyway, so there's 3 people that was charged in relation to this abduction. Now people was out here saying the mama was arrested, the daddy was arrested, the uncle was arrested, all for this abduction. But as we can see from the affidavit, 3 people only, which was the 38-year-old, the 14-year-old boy, and the Corey Williams, 25-year-old Corey Williams. And right here, the department is not seeking additional suspects, it said in the email. Charges have not been filed against either of the 2 in the adult court system as of noon on July 18th. So basically, with the adults, what they're doing, they have to get the indictments if they go on that route, and then they've already been arrested. You know, they have so many hours, so many times to file actual charges to hold them on. So they just arrested them 2 days ago. Most likely, in the next couple of days, we'll see that they got indicted or at least got some charges pending. They haven't released this 14-year-old boy name yet because they most likely he's gonna be charged in juvenile court unless they find some outrageous against him that they can have him tried in adult court. But I don't see that happening. So that's why they haven't released his name yet. And then this is just more information from the complaint from the affidavit where they talked to his father, Jamal Sr., and he told the police department officer that a white Jeep drove up to the front of his Wyrie Park residence while his son rode his bike out front. The parent, unnamed in the complaint, said he ran inside his residence when he saw black men jump out of the Jeep carrying guns. The father said he saw the men grab Jamal without consent, put the child in the white Jeep, and drive eastbound. And again, we know there was video surveillance, and the officers, they did review that surveillance, and they confirmed exactly what the man said. And they interviewed this baby. They had this 7-year-old baby in the attic of a duplex, and he had a methamphetamine pill in his pocket. Why did they have a meth pill in his baby pocket? I'm wondering what they're going to try to drug this baby at some point. Because I heard something about some type of ransom, but I haven't ran across no news articles yet. But police officers located Jamal on July 12th in the upper unit of a Washington Park house. According to the complaint, they found the 7-year-old hiding in the attic of the duplex with a methamphetamine pill in his pocket. A detective interviewed Jamal on July 13th. According to the complaint, Jamal said the man grabbed him by the back of his shirt and took him when he was at his father's house. The 7-year-old recalled being in the car with 3 unknown men who drove him to the house where police found him. Now, this is the part I guess everybody was taking this and felt some type of way towards the mom. Because his baby said he heard one of the men talking to his mother on the phone while they were in the house. He told the detective he heard his mother say she was going to come and pick him up, but she never came. According to the complaint, Jamal teared up, so he started crying when he was talking about that part when his mother didn't pick him up. And then they gave him a photo lineup of the suspects, and he identified Williams as the man who drove the car in which he was taken. So basically, he identified Corey Williams as somebody that was one of the people that kidnapped him. Now, another detective interviewed Corey Williams. He then told them that Jamal's mother is a well-known drug dealer. He claimed he was contacted by the 14-year-old who intended to rob Jamal's mother at gunpoint. He then borrowed the white Jeep to drive to her home on July 11th. And they recovered this baby pretty quick because he was kidnapped on the 11th and he was found on the 12th. Okay, so here you go. This is what the so-called ransom. Okay. So they actually went to this lady's house to try to rob her, but I'm assuming she wasn't there because they said they didn't encounter her. Basically, they didn't see her at the house. They decided then they was gonna drive to the father's house instead. So what I'm thinking is they had been watching the case of this lady. This wasn't a one day get up and go rob her. No, they had been following this lady to know her routine, to know when she was gonna be at the house, and to know when his baby daddy stayed there to go to his house next. They had to be watching these people and casing them out for them to leave her house and then go to the father's house. And when they got there, that's when they snatched the baby off his bicycle. After they drove off with him, they had to come up with a whole new plan. The whole robbery went out the window because now you kidnapped a whole child. Um, and it's according to what Corey Williams told the detectives in his interview. He snitched. He told everything. And it says his companions contacted Jamal's mother later that night and demanded $100,000 and some jewelry in exchange. So this was the ransom call that I heard about. So they wanted $100,000 for this baby, and they was gonna meet her at a park. She never showed up to the meeting at the park, so they started, and then they saw the Amber Alert, so they started discussing what they should do with this baby, trying to say, "Oh, we serious. If you don't come, we're gonna hurt your son." That's what they were going to next with it, but they didn't get a chance for the police found the baby so quick by finding the truck. And with the charges that he facing, he facing those 3 felony charges. He could face a combined maximum penalty of over 100 years in prison. So in this case right here, I'm going to go to the video. They wanted to rob her. So what it sounds like to me overall is they was, like I said, they was casing this lady, casing her house, watching her, knew what she had going on, knew where the daddies, because for them to leave one spot and go to another spot, they knew where everybody was at. They knew. So this is the first, I think this is the first video. Let me see if it shows.
This is the one. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. Because maintaining this space.
The original plan was to rob Jamal White's mother, according to suspect Corey Williams. Williams was arrested and charged with 3 felonies for being the driver last Friday. A 14-year-old boy and 38-year-old man were also arrested. Williams claimed Jamal's mother was a known drug dealer who flaunted her money. Williams drove his girlfriend's Jeep. The other 2 brought guns, but when they did not see Jamal's mother, they went to his
trying to see. Okay, this is when they back up. And you're gonna hear this baby scream bloody murder. If they show the whole part. Okay, so that is the whole part there. They see him screaming. That was their baby screaming bloody murder for his daddy when they snatched him off his bike. And we got another angle. I'm gonna try to find a video that shows the other angle. Other video.
Wake up!
It's a video of the second angle that I'm trying to find. Here we go.
In the moment, someone kidnapped a Milwaukee boy at gunpoint, sparking a statewide Amber Alert over the weekend. He is safe tonight, but friends and family and police spent nearly 24 hours Friday into Saturday searching for 7-year-old Jamal White. 12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live at the Milwaukee County Jail tonight. And Hannah, police have someone in custody.
Right, Blake, a 25-year-old man is right now in custody here in connection to this abduction, but police tell me he did not act alone. A terrifying abduction caught on.
And this is they showing now. This is the first one we saw was the angle from down the street that only captured the baby riding by. This is the actual
camera. Someone sprinting with 7-year-old Jamal White in their arms, putting him into a white Jeep.
I'm glad he's okay, but it's kind of like, I still can't rest because who would do something like this to a 7-year-old?
This new video 12 News obtained Monday shows the Jeep parked on the side of the street Friday night. It starts to move as Jamal is spotted riding his bike on the sidewalk, returning from a nearby park. The boy's aunt says her brother was driving the sedan, following alongside his young son. The camera catching the white Jeep turning around, then later blocking the end of their driveway. 2 people got out of the Jeep simultaneously. One, who appears to be holding a gun, tried following the man into the house. The other chased the little boy down the driveway. Seconds later, the suspect comes back into frame with Jamal in his arms, putting him into the Jeep. Do you have answers as to why in the world this happened yet?
We don't have any answers, and I feel like that is what is bothering the family a lot. I feel like a lot of us are unsettled.
Unsettled as family is seen running out of the home. The boy's father spotted slamming his arms on the trunk of his car. That was about 7 p.m. Friday night. The state not issuing an Amber Alert until 5 hours later, around midnight. Eventually, after a harrowing all-day search on Saturday.
They got him, y'all.
Police recovered the boy in a home near 39th and Lloyd around 6 p.m. Saturday, 7 miles away from home.
We literally cannot thank the community enough because I genuinely feel like if it wasn't for everybody just caring about this 7-year-old boy, we probably would not have found him.
Just a terrifying 24 hours. Hannah, police have yet to reveal a motive.
Right, Blake, and same goes for the relationship, if any, between these suspects and Jamal's family. That family does tell me that Jamal is right now with Child Protective Services as this investigation continues for police. They are hoping to reunite with him soon.
All right, Hannah Hilliard live for us in Milwaukee tonight. Thanks, Hannah.
And so, y'all, with this Jamal White situation, because I brought it up the other day, I want to show the videos of his abduction and give an update. So, let me go back to the news article so we can make this better because these people been dogging this baby mom and dad out. They've been dogging this man and this woman out since this baby got abducted. And we can see, I'll pull up, but the uncle, everybody keeps saying the uncle was arrested. I'm going to show what the uncle was arrested for in just a minute.
Mother, according to suspect Corey Williams. Williams was arrested and charged with 3 felonies for being the driver last Friday. A 14-year-old boy and 38-year-old man were also arrested. Williams claimed Jamal's mother was a known drug dealer who flaunted her money. Williams drove his girlfriend's Jeep. The other 2 brought guns, but when they did not see Jamal's mother, they went to his father's house to rob him instead. Surveillance video shows the 14-year-old and 38-year-old jump out of their car with guns drawn. When Jamal's father ran inside, they grabbed the boy. Video from a neighbor captured his screams. The kidnappers sped off to Williams's house. The 38-year-old called Jamal's mother and demanded $100,000.
Let me see. Okay, here you go. This is what the uncle was trying to do.
In court today, the uncle of the Milwaukee boy taken from his home, sparking a statewide Amber Alert. Prosecutors say 27-year-old Jamal White fired several shots at a car driving slowly right near the family home at 61st and Eustis the day after 7-year-old Jamal White was abducted. Police found the little boy safe on Saturday. According to the criminal complaint, White told investigators he shot at the car because, quote, he was scared for his family and he hid the gun behind the house in a wooded area. A father and son in that car were not hit. They claim they were trying to help in the search for the missing boy.
You allegedly were shooting at this car that was occupied by 2 people and did not hit the car at all. At all. So even if you were defending yourself, you didn't even make contact with the people that you were supposed to be defending yourself from.
The commissioner set White's cash bond at $20,000.
And that's just to clear up, since everybody wanted to lie on this man and say he was arrested in the abduction of his nephew. He was not arrested in connection with what happened to his nephew. Also, again, it was his nephew. That was the baby uncle. His dad's name is Jamal. His uncle name is Jamal. They are twins. His brother, his daddy and his uncle are twin brothers, Jamal and Jamal. Jamal is the one that was arrested for shooting his gun, as we all just seen. Let's see. And I'm gonna get to the one. And while I'm looking for this, about the mama getting arrested, because everybody was trying to say she. Let's see. See, they ain't even. Okay, let me see. This somebody had something. Let me see. Siobhan Williams' mother, 7-year-old Jamal White, was arrested as 8 after her son was missing. And see, y'all can see the comments. They was saying she got arrested. They was thinking it was tied to this. Let me get her name. Siobhan Williams. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go back and see. It says this is crazy. The mother of Jamal White was kidnapped has been arrested for probation violation. Turns out she's been on papers and police contact automatic to make the probation officer hold you. We feel for this mother. So, seems like her was a probation. Let's see what they say. Mother of 7-year-old remarkable Jamal White arrested days after he was rescued. His father also said they read. And so, yeah, everybody knows from my understanding, it may have been a probation violation. Well, let's go up here. I just seen something that said he, in court, he challenged some evidence on his feet.
And developing tonight, new details uncovered in the dramatic abduction of a Milwaukee boy.
In court today, prosecutors say Corey Williams confessed to helping kidnap 7-year-old Jamal White about a week ago.
It sparked a 24-hour desperate search for the boy. He was eventually found safe at 39th and Lloyd. As 12 News' Hannah Hilliard explains, the suspect disputed the evidence in the case.
For the first time,
State of Wisconsin versus Corey Williams.
One of the accused abductors in court. Corey Williams charged with kidnapping 7-year-old Jamal White, setting off a statewide Amber Alert.
Williams enlisted the help of a 14-year-old to develop a plan to help him rob somebody who he believed to be a local drug dealer.
A complaint and search warrant indicates the alleged drug dealer is Siobhan Williams, Jamal's mom. Investigators say when she wasn't home, the suspect driving this white Jeep Renegade went to the dad's house near 61st and Eustis to rob him instead. This video shows one man chasing the dad into the home, another following Jamal up the driveway, snatching him and putting him in the getaway car.
As the driver, you could have easily said, don't take that kid. Don't bring that kid in this car. You didn't do that.
This search warrant says the abductors took the little boy to a home here near 39th and Lloyd, where he watched cartoons and played Legos. It's also here he heard his own mother talking to the suspects on the phone. Police say phone records document the kidnappers calling the mother's phone upwards of 40 times. They were demanding, quote, $100,000 and jewelry in exchange for the child.
How do we know all the details of this? It's because the defendant himself told us.
Corey Williams in court Friday, at times shaking his head, even challenging the court commissioner.
What you also said to the police is that when the mother did not meet you guys to pay the ransom, for a little while, you thought about hurting that kid. Those are your words in the criminal complaint.
That's a lie.
Okay, well, it's on tape. And we'll find out if it's a lie or not.
Clearly, y'all didn't watch it then.
Ultimately, the abductor's bail set at $100,000. In Milwaukee, Hannah Hilliard, WYSN 12 News.
He did all this mission, and now he got the first court appearance where he knew everything gonna be public. Now he hollering, that's a lie. It's too late now to be talking about it's a lie, baby. Like that man said, you was on tape saying all of that. So at the end of this, it said authorities said the boy's mother was uncooperative and impeded their investigation. She is currently in custody on the probation hold. So yes, it's probation. So we just confirmed from this new from the affidavit and everything, she had contact with the police and she's on probation. So her probation officer can violate her today. So she's on the hold. She should probably be out soon. But again, she has not been charged in connection with the abduction. So yeah, we just basically, I just want to run over there and confirm everything that is being said, and everything I just pulled up in connection to Jamal White, because I said I was gonna have an update. The mother, I'm sorry, and the father are not arrested and charged in connection with his abduction. The mother is arrested. Let me say this: she's arrested, but on a probation charge, violation basically. They got in there for her probation. Father not arrested at all. Mother not arrested for the abduction, but arrested on probation violation, probation hold. 3 people are arrested in connection to the abduction. Corey Williams, who's 25, a 38-year-old man, and a 14-year-old boy. Again, why the hell a 14-year-old boy is hanging out with a 25-year-old man, 38-year-old man? I never understand that. I never understand what you got in common with a whole teenager. This brain is still developing. With you being 38 years old, you knocking on the door before today. What do you see with this 14? What can this 14-year-old boy talk about with you? Now I know we've seen some children are mature for their age, but clearly he's not mature for his age. If he's out here trying to rob people and kidnap the child, he's not mature for his age. He's very impressionable. Y'all was able to talk to him today, and they're trying to say that the 14-year-old came up with the plan. But we gonna see if everything keep coming out, because I'm sure at some point that 14-year-old gonna start singing like a bird too when he realizes he's facing over 100 years in jail. But we'll see. We'll keep updating as it keep coming out. But thus far, this is what we have with this baby's abduction. This video was very heartbreaking. We saw 2 different angles of the abduction. The one from down the street where the baby was screaming, hollering. Actual kid, you can see the actual kidnapper when they snatched him off. When he jumped off his bike to try to run, they grabbed him and picked him up and threw him inside the truck. So we see kidnapping from both, and we see him ride down the street, and you just hear the screaming at the point that they snatched him. The other video is of the front of the house when they jumped out the truck, and actually you can see them actually grab the baby and throw him in the truck. See, people don't be realize people got Ring cameras and all type of cameras outside their house now that capture stuff. I got one outside my house. My husband hooked up. We decided we're gonna hook up. We didn't have one hooked up, but all the stuff that's going on, was like my husband was like, yeah, we gotta go and hook it up, and it's hooked up. But y'all got to realize, even in the nicest neighborhood, people hooking up Ring cameras to capture stuff. So. But I done been on here a little minute. I done talked about Jamal. I started out with the stabbing of Samaya Sanaya, with Samaya passing away. And my heartfelt condolences to her family. Let me not, because I don't want people to think that I'm saying she deserved to be dead and the other girl deserved to get stabbed. No, there's not that. Let's straighten it out. What I'm saying is, it could have been avoided. They put hands on that man, and he defended himself. We'll see what happens when it goes to court. I'll come back at a later date if more stars get released. I'll come back and update you all. Same with the Jamal White case. If I see anything new, I'll come back and update you all. I might be back later on tonight again to discuss another case that I've been looking at. I'm going to do a little bit more research and then I'll come back with it. But thank you for viewing this video, and I'll keep updating everybody on everything.